Donald Trump is giving a bleak warning as the war against Iran is now spiraling out of control, spreading across the region. Hezbollah has now entered the war, shooting into Israel from Lebanon. Donald Trump telling the Daily Mail and others this will last many, many weeks. However, when Donald Trump was asked by members of the press after Air Force One landed, are you going to speak to the American people other than by making social media posts or social media?
Now you would think, as President of the United States of America, and we are in war with another country, that would be his top priority, to get on television and make some kind of public address, some kind of public statement. Who wants to go? I don't have Truth Social. So, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who doesn't. So why is he posting things over there when this is America? He should be speaking to all of us, everyone, the whole nation, the whole world for that matter.
Videos that just go on Truth Social? Are you going to try to explain to the American people what the hell is happening? Donald Trump refused to answer any questions from the press, which he's really never done before. Instead, he started pointing to a new statue that has been put up in Donald Trump's new club, Rose Garden, whatever the hell he's calling it. It's a statue of Ben Franklin. And he's like, look how great the statue is. Isn't this an amazing statue? Donald Trump's also been making deranged posts saying that Lady Gaga's dad endorsed him in 2024. And he keeps on making posts about Lady Gaga's dad, which is utterly unhinged. Donald Trump did, in fact, make a video of himself where he, I guess, addressed the war in Iran, although not really with any clarity at all. And in this video, Donald Trump said one of the most disgusting and grotesque things I've ever heard a commander-in-chief ever say. I had to watch it again to say, did he really say that? When he talked about 3 American service members who were killed in the war already, Donald Trump, Mr. Bone Spurs, who avoided the Vietnam draft multiple times, Donald Trump said, we found out that there were these service members who died. That's just the way it is, he says. That's the way it is. And then in this bizarre video he posted of himself as well, he also said, we're going to continue this. We're going to keep this war going until the objectives are achieved, but doesn't even address what the hell objectives he's even talking. What are the objectives? You went from talking about stopping uranium enrichment to now saying regime change. But then Lindsey Graham, who was your bud talking about regime change, is now saying we actually don't care about regime change. And then earlier you tried to get Iran to agree to a ceasefire, but Iran's refusing to agree to a ceasefire now. And there's absolute chaos and fury taking place in the Middle East. And at the same time, there's a war between Pakistan and Afghanistan right now. And then at the same time, the war from Russia's invasion of Ukraine is heating up as well. And there have been major developments there. I mean, you add all of this together. I don't want to use the hyperbolic term World War, you know what, but the world is on fire from war as a result of Donald Trump's deranged attack on Iran, when it appeared that there was still ample time for negotiations. One thing I want to point out as well, you have Donald Trump and Netanyahu have hacked into the Israeli television networks.
Okay, I'm just going to pause it right here so we can just read it. It says, apparently the ban is that Trump and Netanyahu will go on Iranian TV based on their huge popularity, convince the people of Iran, who they betrayed last month, to topple the Islamic Republic.
And now they are transmitting videos of themselves to Iran, where Netanyahu's going on Iranian TV and Trump is going on Iranian TV. And they're saying, we're here to help you. We're here to save you. Take back your country. Take back your country. I don't think the people of Iran are big fans of Netanyahu and Donald Trump. I would even think the people who don't like the Ayatollah and don't like the Islamic Republic probably are not fans, and I'm putting this lightly, of Netanyahu and Donald Trump. And by the way, the latest poll out from the American people, the latest Ipsos poll, only 27% of Americans approve of Donald Trump's attack on Iran right now. But here's how Donald Trump, I don't even want to say addressed it. He posted a deranged video on his social media platform while also posting about Lady Gaga's dad voting for him in 2024. The hell? Here's where he says, people die in war. That's the way it is. Sure, 3 service members died. More will probably die, but that's just the way it is. Let's play this clip.
Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case.
And did you see how he read that? I mean, where's his emotion? Where's his moral compass at? It's like he's empty inside. He lacked those basic human emotions that you would expect. He just read it, and you can tell that he's reading from a teleprompter, emotionless.
And then here Donald Trump says, we're going to achieve all of our objectives. Our objectives are very strong. What are the objectives? Can someone please articulate to me, seriously, what the objectives are here? What the hell we are doing? Here, play this clip.
Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there.
Now, hell is breaking loose in the Middle East and also in Russia and Ukraine right now. I want to give you some data points right now. Like here, we have the Iranian drone strikes have hit an ammunition warehouse at a U.S. base in Erbil in Iraq. There's also secondary explosions and a large fire observed at the scene. You can see what it looked like when this ammunition warehouse belonging to the U.S. military was successfully hit by Iran. Here you can take a look at what some of those secondary explosions looked at. Here are, this is the aftermath of Iranian ballistic missiles impacting Jerusalem right here. You can see what that looks like right there. Let's take a look right here. This footage shows escalating violence erupting near the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad as clashes intensify. Let's play this clip right here. Or let's take a look at some of the clashes erupting between Shiite protesters and Bahraini security forces after a demonstration condemning the assassination of Iran's supreme leader was dispersed. You'll see Molotov cocktails being thrown. Just take a look at what this looks like. Let's play it. Next, you'll see when an Iranian missile successfully struck Jerusalem moments ago. Let's take a look at what that looked like.
Oh my God.
And then you'll see over here, still unclear what this is, but a large aerial object was shot down in northern Iran. Here's footage of the burning object falling from the sky. The Trump regime has not provided any information yet what that could be. We don't want to speculate at all, but it looked bad. Here, let's play this clip.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
More images right now of a large fire and explosion near a U.S. naval facility in Bahrain, which is home of the Navy's 5th Fleet. You can see it right there. Multiple fires are burning at that naval support activity, Bahrain, right there. You can see what that looks like. Going to Iran for a second, there is, yesterday there was a elementary school for little girls that was blown up. And right now we're seeing a hospital in Tehran that looks like it was hit as well. I'll show you this footage right here of Israel and the United States striking the IRCG, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps' headquarters. They blew up the entire Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps headquarters, totally destroyed. Let me show you what that looked like here. Let's play this clip. And by the way, here was the footage of Donald Trump when he landed at the White House, when he was at the Rose Garden, and he was bragging about the Benjamin Franklin statue that was there, and he wouldn't answer any questions about the war. Here is the helicopters in the background, so I'm only going to play a short clip because it's a little bit hard to hear, but I'll just tell you what Trump says. He says, look at this statue. Isn't this statue great? And the reporters are saying, hey, can you tell us what's your message to the families who have lost service members in this war? Are you going to address the American people through an actual address, not on your social media platform? Right. Is this really going to last 4 weeks, 5 weeks? Is this a never-ending war? Watch what Donald Trump does. Here, play this clip.
What are the objectives for Iran? Mr. President, who do you want to lead Iran?
Unbelievable statues, you'll see. You can come and look at them.
Mr. President! Can you talk to us about Iran? Mr. President! Will you take questions on Iran? What's the statute?
Mr. President, what's your message to the families of the service members who were killed?
Well, this is who y'all voted for. He's just as cold and on the inside as this statue is right here. That's how he is on the inside, just empty, emotionless.
Folks, even Lindsey Graham, who was the one big proponent of regime change, remember regime change, Lindsey Graham, we need a regime change. Now Lindsey Graham is saying the goal is not regime change. Here, play this clip.
The goal of this operation is to change the threat, not the regime. When this operation is over, no matter who takes over in Iran, they will not have ballistic missiles to hurt us, Israel, or the region. They will not have the capability to be the largest state sponsor of terrorism, whether it's a cleric or a group of representative of the country where there's an election. It doesn't matter right now.
Next, let me show you this huge explosion that took place after impact in Novorossiysk, Russia. You could see what it looks like right here. This appears to be a Ukrainian successful strike on this port facility area, where also lots of oil traverses from as well. Rory Johnston says it's a big deal, especially right now with what's going on in Iran. Was this part of, Ukraine playing hardball? Is this Ukraine going on, on the offense? Is this Russia creating an event to justify other action? But that was one of the biggest strikes, we've seen in a while. We'll show you here some footage from earlier, brought to you by the Tammuz Intel, of gunfire between pro-Iran protesters and Iraqi security forces close to the U.S. embassy there. Here, play this clip. Here is video capturing a drone hitting a U.S. base in Kuwait. Let's play this clip right here.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
I'm going to share this clip right here of a ballistic missile hitting Jerusalem. Play this clip. Now, ultra MAGA guy by the name of Bill Ackman has been posting, big ally of Donald Trump, big in the MAGA movement. He goes, the greatest sacrifice one can make is to give up one's life for another, in this case for hundreds of millions of Americans, 90 million freedom-loving Iranians and the rest of the world from whom a nuclear and terrorist threat is in the process of being removed. Words are inadequate to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. So saying that, more members of our military, I guess, should be killed for this regime change. Wow. Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, the thrill Trump gets from having people blown up and kill other people and from watching other people fight at UFC comes from deep insecurity rooted in his personal cowardice and makes him feel tough and makes him feel adequate, things he has never been but always wanted to be. I agree with Ron Filipkowski there. A few data points as well. Big pop of 13% in Brent crude to $82 per barrel right now. So the price of gas is going to be surging. We're looking at the markets right now. The futures markets, as of this recording, are absolutely tanking. The Dow is down significant amounts. So is the NASDAQ and the S&P. Major drops. Major drops there. We'll see what it opens tomorrow with, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be, it seems like it's going to be deeply problematic. Here's the statement from Iran's foreign minister, Saeed Arghichi. We've had 2 decades to study defeats of the U.S. military to our immediate east and west. We've incorporated lessons accordingly. Bombings in our capital have no impact on our ability to conduct war. Decentralized mosaic defense enables us to decide when and how the war will end. Just trying to see if there's any other data points I want to share with you before we go. But yeah, I think that's the, that's the update we have right now. We'll keep you posted, of course, every step of the way here at the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers together so we can keep sharing this information with you. Thanks for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at Meidas.
Yeah, so again, shout out to the MeidasTouch and Ben Marcellus. Go subscribe to their channel. I am. Okay, so some of the comments said, unbelievable what Trump and Netanyahu have unleashed. Congress must begin articles of impeachment. For what? They did that the last time he was in office and did nothing really come about it. He wasn't impeached, but he was still in office. Get him the F out of our house. Okay, and then some more comments about change the regime in the U.S. I will never forgive the Republican congressmen for watching this and letting this happen on their watch. Of course, they've been quiet during his last administration as well as this current administration. My dad used to warn me about scumbags who would start a fight between two people and then walk away. Yeah, that's definitely a coward. So what I want to do now, I'm going to go over here for a minute while I pull up my other screen here. And this is for Christians. If you're not a Christian, then this doesn't concern you. But it is good to bring this to your attention. And I'm going to go over here and read from Matthew 24, verse 6. I thought I switched over. Okay, here I go. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So the biblical context, in Matthew 24, verses 6 through 8, Jesus speaks to his disciples about signs preceding the end times, and we are definitely living in the last days. He warns that wars and rumors of war will occur, but instructs believers not to be troubled, emphasizing that these events are part of a larger divine plan and do not yet signal the end, even though the end is coming, but it's not yet. The passage continues in verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. In verse 8, all of these things are the beginning of sorrows. These verses indicate that global conflict, natural disasters, and widespread suffering are early signs of tribulations, not the final judgment itself. Now, the connection to Revelations, the theme of wars and tribulations is echoed in Revelation 6, 1 through 9, where the opening of the first four seals introduces the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Now we have the white horse, and that is the conquest. And then we have the red horse, and that's war, and that's taking peace from the earth. Then we have the black horse, that's famine, and then we have the pale horse, and that is death. Now, these symbolic events reflect the same pattern of conflict, scarcity, and suffering described in Matthew 24, reinforcing the prophetic warning that such trials are part of the unfolding end times events. So, interpretation. The phrase wars and rumors of wars serves as a caution to believers. Awareness conflicts will be widespread and alarming. Faith. Christians are encouraged to remain steadfast but not fearful. And perspective. These events are preliminary signs, not the ultimate end. The ultimate end would be the battle of Armageddon when Christ defeat the enemy, highlighting the need for spiritual readiness rather than panic. In summary, Matthew 24 verses 6 through 8 of the King James version, that's KJV, and related passages in Revelation emphasize that wars, rumors of wars, and other calamities are foretold, signs of the beginning of sorrows, meant to prepare believers for the eventual fulfillment of God's plan, while urging them to maintain faith and composure, and also to be in constant prayer. So my prayer go out to the friends and to the loved ones, to the family of the service member who has lost a loved one because of this war. Trouble not your heart. If you're not a believer of Christ, that's fine. But I think you should consider reading the Bible, especially go back. If you're not a Christian, just go back and read what I read in Matthew 24 and then consider the context of the situation here. So with that, I am going to end the video, and y'all be blessed, and I will see you in my next video.